Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It is Monday evening. We have survived the first day of the week back at work. Mandy and I were exhausted because everyone's back from holiday so we can relax and go back to normal now. So glad that's happened. This evening I want to talk about going shopping because it's nearly payday. I have done my no spend for most of this month because I haven't spent on food. I've been eating out the freezers. I've managed to get rid of 3 boxes and 2 Tupperwares so far. And I'll get rid of some more over the next few days. Um, Now, obviously, a lot of the time I like to shop on a Sunday morning when things are reduced, especially for meat. But there are things that I need to get throughout the month or just whenever, really. And because we're coming up to winter, and things are possibly going to get a bit more difficult, I want to make sure that my stockpile is growing again because it's been moved about. I don't keep it all here all the time. I move it about, I get it in other people's homes, I put it in other storage areas. And I've noticed that there's some things that are getting a bit low. Things like I was down to my last washing powder. So I was having a look at that. Things like bin bags, the compost caddy liners, things like that. So I need to add them to my list. So I thought, well, I'll have a little look at Asda because I'm doing quite well with the Asda rewards. And that's why I thought I would talk about that this evening, because there I was going down the rewards because let's face it, we want to make or cost ourselves as little as possible. And there's 2 types of Asda rewards in the shops. You either get a Asda Star product where you get 10% of the cost added to your Asda rewards, or you get what they call a Superstar where you get a specific amount. Now, as I said, I was looking for it was laundry powder I bought the last time. So this time I had a look at Asda, and it pays to take some time and look at the offers, because the Persil, you got £2. It was a Superstar, so if you bought the Persil it was £2. If you bought the Surf it was £2. Now the Persil was an £8 cost for 34 washes. The Surf was a £6 cost for 60 washes, and yet you still get £2 no matter which one you get. There's £2 goes in your Asda rewards. So obviously I'm going to buy the Surf. 60 washes, £6, £2 reward. As opposed to the Persil, which is 34 washes for £8 and a £2 reward. The Surf is much better value, so that will be going on my list. Then as I was scrolling down the rewards, I was like, oh look, Lurpak's on offer and it's only £1.70. Pretty sure that's about the same price as Asda butter. Never one to believe, the hype about some things. Off I jolly well trotted, and I checked, and the Asda butter is £1.89, and the Lurpak butter is £1.70, and it's on the reward, so you get 17p back. And I was like, oh, Lurpak then. And then I looked at the weight. The Asda butter is 250 grams for £1.89. The Lurpak is 200 grams for £1.70. It's like, that's why it's looking at the same. But if I had been in a hurry, or if I hadn't been as cost conscious as I am now, which previously in previous years I wasn't, I just gone, oh look, Lurpak's on offer, fabulous, it's the same price as normal butter. No, it's not, it's 50 grams less. So this will be what I'm doing on and off most of this week, because Friday's payday, and I want to make sure that I get the basics that I need to, as I say, my things like my bin bags, my washing liquid, anything that is needed tins and packets wise, that will be getting added to, so that I've got plenty to see me through the winter. Anything I want for Christmas, Not chocolates and stuff, but anything that I'm looking for to bulk out stuff or to have as gifts, I will get that as well. So yeah, this is me starting to buy for the winter, because I never ever trust the winter. I don't know why. I just always have this thing that something's going to happen in the cold weather. I'm either going to have to, pay extra for my heating, something's going to break, it's going to get cold and I'm going to have an emergency, something, so I've always liked to just get myself sorted for winter. And this year I'm doing it an awful lot sooner than I would normally, because I want to make sure I'm properly stocked up. Not just for me, there's Patrick's family, my family with Kathleen. I don't want any of us to be stuck. And if you remember me telling you about the friend who had the camper van disaster when someone put diesel in the water tank, I had the bicarb, I had the washing up liquid, I had the vinegar, I had everything like that just there. So he didn't have to run around looking for that. So just little things like that can be very, very useful. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing this week. Certainly, if you're in the UK, where the seasons are now starting to turn colder, although it's obviously roasting out there, it's really warm. Just as well get ourselves ready for winter. It suddenly decides to have a heat wave. But I'm more geared for this is my payday in September. All right, it's for August wages, but it's my payday in September. I need to start looking at autumn and winter now. So that is what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, just be careful when you're starting to plan your shopping, because not all things are equal, and what you see is not always what you think you're getting. Catch you later.